Okay, so today is October 5th. It is the Israeli elections today. I don't know if something bad's gonna happen or what, but I just woke up from a very long, detailed dream. Okay, and I have been praying for a dream for a long, long, long time. Okay, so I dreamt that I was at a Van Halen concert of all things, and sometimes I like rock and roll, but for the most like heavy metal, I don't. Uh, um, well, he was dressed up like he was a normal guy, and there was a bunch of people there, but where we were at, it was in a cafeteria, and we all had to sit at these picnic tables, honestly. And he was up there, and I'm trying to sit here and take pictures and record, and every time I did, like, my phone went blurry. So I turned around, and all these people were trying to take pictures with him, and he did. So I hurried and tried and get a picture with him. Well, when I did, he turned into a demon, like his face, everything. But then I turned and looked at him, and he was human. He was fine. Okay, and I thought, well, that's weird. Like, I was the only one he didn't want me to see his original face. Okay, and then I ended up listening or whatever to his music, and then I sat at the bench, and I'm over here like, wow, this is a pretty cool concert, trying to go with it. But then all these people turned into demons out of the woodwork. But there were still humans. I could only see them. Okay? And they looked bad, almost like Freddy Krueger, and like demons and the devil, and they were little people. Like, I can't even explain it. Well, then I decided, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to get much. So I was going to post it on Facebook in my dream, even though I left Facebook. And I got super, like, I don't know, like, I had to tell somebody. So I was going to post it on Facebook that I was going to go with. I was at this Van Halen concert. This is my first concert I've ever been to. Well, then I step outside, and it's dark out. And the next thing I see, I'm looking up in the sky, and there was only 3 little stars. Not 3 stars. The next thing, I ended up... Okay, so the next thing, I'm outside, and there's these stars that's lined up. There's like 4 sets, and they're 3 in a row, all the way up from, like, they're parallel. Okay, up and down, up and down, up and down. um and then I look up, and there's an explosion in the sky. It looked like a star was on fire, and then it just went boosh, and it turned into a mushroom cloud. And I said, what? Okay, so then I got my camera out, and I'm sitting here recording it. Okay, and I actually turned around to where I could see my face and record it. And it happened again, but this time it happened all these stars lit off, and it was like boom, 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 boom. I tried to show my mother-in-law, she couldn't say anything. The very first thing that I did is I contacted John Tracy, I can't even pronounce his name, and I was trying to send it to him on Facebook, and I was so excited, and I knew this was nuclear war, and I woke up. Okay, so let's get the interpretation of my dream. I'm sure you all know who Van Halen is, Pink Floyd, all of them. Well, they are a group that was formed in, what was it, the 60s or the 70s? Well, their name means the seat of the local government. Okay, so the demons that I saw are the government, is the deception. I could see right through them, crystal clear. Okay, and what they were feeding those, okay, because it was at a quote unquote picnic table in a cafeteria that they would eat at, that right there is everyone eating them up, just like these other rock concert bands and stuff that's going on now. Everyone's eating it up like candy, and they think it's oh so great and everything else. But have they noticed that one by one, they are being deceived? They don't, because they sell their souls to the devil. Okay, and it's a definite lie, straight up from the pit of hell. And I'm the one that could see through them, and they noticed me, but they were in human form, and that's exactly how it is. And there are lots and lots, if you've noticed, of concerts being
discontinued or canceled, because I believe they know, excuse me, what is coming. So, and the people also who have taken the juice, they've completely changed. It's altered their DNA completely. And so on. I also believe that could be another reason that this, that these people were into demons, were turned into demons, also known as the fallen angels. And I actually sent this dream to John, and with prayer and stuff, his interpretation, which is a lot similar to mine. It's just amazing that God had me dream like he did. And it sounds like demons, which is our government, okay, which is confirmation as well. And Virginia Johnson just commented yesterday in one of my posts yesterday how God gave her discernment about the demons in people, and she said that 80% of governments' faces appear demonic to her. And I've actually noticed that. You look at Biden and stuff, he looks reptilian, and it's just within people as well. They've completely changed. And then the incoming asteroid storm will trigger the nuclear war, triggering the rapture and the arrival of the fallen angels and demonic flesh as aliens and creatures. Okay, and then the Pentagon believe the fallen angels are Anunnaki that are arriving with Planet X. And Stephen Bannon was told this from the Pentagon, his Pentagon sources. And Patty Brenner just told me yesterday as she listened to an exorcism, and the demons said they were coming when it arrives at Planet X. So all of this stuff is coinciding together. You just can't make this stuff up. And then, so you guys do know that Putin's already in bunkers, right? He already knows when he's going to strike. He's already got this all planned out as we speak. So it's just amazing. And then what I saw, I have to show you in two parts of what I saw, because I'm still a bit of this is different. I talked to a friend of mine as well, Ron, and he got stuff from God as well. Like this, I've not had a dream in such a long time, and I begged God to give me a message or something for his people, and he did. And I've always, how I've said, don't look towards a date, look towards an event, because that's what God kept telling me. And I believe that this is the event, the rapture, and everything's all going to pop off at once. And before I get off subject into that, I want to show you part one to my dream, exactly to a T what I saw going outside. And I'm an artist, but this is not artsy work, so kind of you can get the gist. Okay, this is part one. These are exactly how I seen the stars. There were 3 straight up in this order, like exactly in these areas. And then what they did, they first started out at stars, and then they started exploding almost like fireworks. And then all of them all went off at once into a big mushroom cloud. Just like that. And you see that had a part of it, that had a part of it, that. It was just all at once. So I had to show you. It's definitely a nuclear mushroom type of deal. And we know that the world is set up. It is a stage. The government, the New World Order, all of that. I'm trying to think if I have anything else I wanted to add to the dream. Oh, yes, that the nuclear warheads, okay, that these stars are warheads, because each nuke has its own warhead. Some of them can have 10 warheads at a time and shoot them off. And they can go, each missile can go within a 53-mile radius. And even at 53 miles can cause complete blindness, okay? The radiation and stuff is so powerful. And what I saw is they were all popping off and then boosh into one big. I also believe that those are destinations where they're supposed to go, within a mile radius and things like that. Sorry, my dogs. Very antsy. So, I thought today was the Israeli elections, October 5th. Now I'm hearing that it's November 1st, which makes complete sense. And you know why? Because the 3rd is our elections, which is the exact same timing as this comet that is completely coming into our into our existence. I had a couple videos back. I talked about this, about the dates from October all the way to November. Okay, we also have now, before I get into other things, a friend of mine texted me today, which is also confirmation through the Holy Spirit. Not only John and Ron, but 3 is confirmation. My friend on the 2nd had a dream. I'm just going to make it brief, that a bunch of headphones in a room and we were celebrating, and I got a big kiss on my forehead, and this lady, I guess it tasted like salt. We are the salt of the earth. And then it transformed into New York, where he knew he wasn't supposed to be there, but he was there anyway. But he was taken up into he ascended higher, which represents the rapture. Okay, and we all know that New York, Texas, the West Coast, California area, all that's going to get completely nuked. It's going to get wiped out, obliterated, completely off the map. And on my Telegram, I just posted my dream that I had in 2016 of Russia and NATO and China. Pardon me a minute. Darn dogs. And so that right there is also confirming, that my dreams getting ready to come to pass. And we all know that Putin's serious on what he's going to do, especially Russia and China, South Korea and the U.S. Fire 4 ground-to-ground missiles into the East Sea in response to North Korea's missile provocation. South Korea military says North Korea fires missile over Japan, and they were told to get shelter immediately. Guys, there's just so much. I can't even keep up with it. I don't feel, like I said, I've spoken of this stuff since 2014. I've been a watchman a lot longer than that, but I got my calling August 24th, 2014, and I made a YouTube channel accidentally, and here I am. So I really don't feel that I have many more videos at all. I do feel my ministry's at an end, but I do also believe, over many years, we've all been preaching of what's coming. None of this is new information. This is encouraging information, though, because of where we are at in biblical times. And we have the government pushes for digital identity system after Optus hack. But what I found interesting is what it says right here: the government to build a new technology infrastructure that would reduce the risk of identity theft following the Optus data breach. And it also said that this new digital system is through our DNA. It's going to collect DNA data, and that is the Revelation 13 16, the mark of the beast. That's definitely coming. So we have the 3rd temple being built. We've got all this other stuff, nuclear war, and Matthew 24 and Luke 12, how it says, see to it that you not be troubled in mind, for when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be troubled, for all this must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and then so on and so forth. We are so darn close. It is unreal. And then, just all the dreams about before Christmas. Now, Israel is celebrating their feasts, right? We've got Day of Atonement. They were celebrating on the 4th or 5th, but you have to remember that the spotting of the moon began the Feast of Trumpets, okay? September 23rd, only it wasn't 23rd, or the 27th, it was actually the 29th, which brings this 2 days later as well, the 6th and the 7th. So with that being said, what Day of Atonement is, the judgment times, and then we have the Sabbath of Sabbaths that's coming, unless that's the same meaning. And then we have the Feast of Tabernacles, which is Sukkot, which is also when Jesus was actually born, which is true Christmas. And that's like the 11th through the 18th, or the 9th through the 16th, as they say, but we are off. And when Jesus came, he stepped back. Remember during the time of the Feast of the Tabernacles where he said, go into the wedding, but don't go into the upper room, for if you go into the wrong room, they're going to send you into a lower unit, and this and that. It was all around the timing of the Tabernacles, but Jesus did not show up. He showed up later. Why? Because this is a Jewish feast. God is a God of order. God is a God that is going to come on his time. The Jews have messed up this time. This is the timing of the Jews, and Jesus said he will come back during the Jewish feast. Didn't say during his feast. He has an appointed time. You see what I'm saying? So what they're celebrating, God detests right now. But God has to let it be so because everything has an order. Okay? And I do believe that we are getting ready to leave. I do not know the day or hour. I know it's any time. And I do believe with all of my heart it's this year. And just like Elijah, he knew exactly to the day what day he was going to be raptured. Jesus knew the exact day, okay? And we are going to know. Elijah knew 3 days before. Jesus knew a week before. We will know. I promise you, we will know. There is a heads up, because even in Amos 3:6, it says that whatever I say in darkness shall be brought into the light. Nothing that I do, I will not do anything without revealing to my servants first. That's what it says. So everything that's been brought in, that is in the darkness, shall be brought into the light. So whatever Jesus speaks, he's speaking to us, and he is telling us the timing. We're not only in the season, but we are momentarily days or weeks away. At most, I believe, we would have November, because everything's going to be popping off by November. This world is going to be completely chaotic. Gas is already going up because of the oil barrels, and the economy's complete crap. It's getting transitioned over to digital currency, guys. Jesus is coming. Stay encouraged. Don't let the devil win, okay? And pray over this as always. And like I said, just be encouraged. God bless.